For the second straight night, a scintillating Game 1 of the conference finals. This is Inside the NBA. It's presented by McDonald's. Ernie Johnson with Shaq, Kenny, Chuck. So last night in OKC, game goes to overtime tied at 101. Tonight, tied at 101. We go to overtime and the New York Knicks complete an improbable comeback from 22 down in the fourth quarter. Let's see how this all played out, shall we, fellas?
Well, I guess something stuck in your throat. You get choky.
Oh, you're using that word, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, that was a choke job.
Choke job?
Hell yeah.
Okay, maybe
Hell yeah, that was a choke job. No, that was a choke job.
Okay.
Come on, man. They started taking the air out the ball with 6 minutes to go like dummies.
7-point game here early, and Josh Harden.
Oh, great move.
Nice.
Nick came out really aggressive, got easy baskets, really had the Cavs on their heels.
Yeah, no, and you're not saying, hey, well, maybe a little early rust, but now they find in their stride, and then Cleveland found its stride.
We saw good Cavs after that. This was great Cavs.
Oh,
and one.
Donovan Mitchell, come on. That's a 4-point play, and then
how that ball's moving
Mitchell
to how
for
it goes in
three.
the fourth quarter.
Had 16 in the first half. You're right, Chuckster. At the half, it was 48-46 Cleveland. And then the Cavs turn it up in the third quarter.
Oh, that's
Mitchell with the steal and 2.
Just push him in the face. Hit it later.
Man, this Cavs, look at, come on. All they got to do is this all night long. They can't keep them off the board with them little munchkins they got out there.
No, they were getting anything they wanted. Sam Merrill connects from 3.
Look how this ball is moving. Compared to the fourth quarter where they were just going one-on-one.
Mitchell again, so 92-71 at that point. It was 93-71 when the New York comeback began.
Well, was it the New York comeback or was it the Brunson burner comeback?
Bang, bang.
Well,
1-4 flag.
in an 18-1 run, Brunson had 13 of them.
It seemed like it was more.
Yeah,
But that's in the 18-1 run. He had more later.
But see, now this is the problem when you start doubling all these wide open shots.
Landry Shamet getting the roll. Game tied at 99. Harden for the lead.
Little man.
But under 30 seconds to go, and you kind of had an idea.
Call me little.
Yeah.
Right back
Man,
at you.
Brunson, man, you talking about clutch. Damn.
Game tied at 101. Sam Merrill almost ended it at the end of regulation. But we are tied at 101, and we are going to overtime.
Oh, my God.
Brunson again.
Man, he hunting this dude like he out in the damn wilderness.
38-point night for Jalen Brunson.
Get off me, little skinny man.
Yeah, OG. And then
Man, this dude out here like he Karl Malone going hunting.
Landry Shamet again.
Shamet.
And the
Damn it.
yeah, the Garden, which had been absolutely silent early in the fourth quarter, erupts. 115-104. That is your final score in overtime.
Wow.
As the Knicks win that one by 11. Plenty to talk about when we come back. We'll take a short break and then dive into this game one between the Cavs and the Knicks.
That was ridiculous, man.
Well, the Knicks were money tonight down the stretch, and your money moment presented by Chime. Second largest comeback in postseason history behind that Clipper win over the Grizzlies by 24.
Wow.
Again, down 22 with 7:52 to play, and then they finish the game 44-11. And the catalyst for all that was Jalen Brunson, who joins us now from Madison Square Garden. Jalen, thanks for taking a couple of minutes with us. I appreciate you.
Of course,
so,
of course.
So here's the deal, and I'm hoping that now that you've had like 10 minutes since the Lisa Salters interview, that maybe you do have an explanation now for what happened in the last 7 minutes of that game.
No, I still don't, but I think the common denominator was just us still believing in each other and still playing, still fighting, just chipping away. You know, we knew like we weren't going to get it all back in one possession, so kicking stops, kept running. Got a couple lucky shots to go in, but we just kept fighting.
You know, when you went to that 1-4 flat, it seems to me that you were targeting James Harden a lot. Was that done on purpose, or, you know, were you just saying to yourself, whoever guards me, I'm about to go at him?
Honestly, it was the ball was going in, so I honestly just was trying to get to my spot and just trying to, you know, make plays. If someone came over, I was going to find someone else, but just trying to get to my spot and just trust my work.
You know, Jalen, the Cavs, you know, they got up 22 points. What were they doing that was so difficult for you guys to, one, defend, and two, to score against early on, and then all of a sudden the switch just changed?
I think offensively, shots weren't falling for us. They did make it difficult, but we did have some easy ones, so you got to give them a lot of credit. But I think our pace picked up. That was most important. We were playing fast in the half court. You know, when people say playing fast, they mean, you know, getting it out in transition. But the way we run our actions and stuff has to be done with pace. And so, and then defensively, what got us down 22, and they were just making great decisions and off the trap and getting wide open threes. And so we got to clean that up a little bit. But I just like the way we stuck together.
You know, Jalen, number one, you were fantastic tonight. Congratulations. What do you think happened in the last week? Did you notice anything about your team, well, rust, arrest, whatever, in the last week?
I noticed a lot. I think you could say our rest, and that we were still resting in the first 3 quarters, whatever. But I mean, obviously, we got to come out better, and the way we were playing in the middle, second, third quarter, wasn't us. And so we got to find a way to be better than what we did. But I mean, the rest helped us definitely in the fourth and overtime.
Well, you know, Shaq and I were really hoping that you just said it was he and I, the conversations that we had last week when we were all in New York. But that's okay. You know, I thought, you know, could have gave us a little credit. You know what I'm saying, Shaq?
Nah,
you're right.
that too. No, that too. I appreciate
All good,
it.
nephew. All good.
Hey, Jalen, last question. I just want to say, when we played golf last summer and you just beat the hell out your dad, is that the way it always is? Because I felt bad for him on the back nine.
Yeah, he hasn't beat me in a while, man. Yeah, he hasn't beat me in a while. We used to. I picked up golf because he wouldn't play me one-on-one anymore, and so you know, he was winning that first, but it's been a while since he's won.
Jalen Brunson, congratulations on a win that defies description for most folks, coming back from 22 down. Good luck in Game 2. We'll see you on Thursday. Yeah. Jalen Brunson joining us after
Yes,
you
sir.
got it. After a 38-point, 5 rebounds, 6 assists
look at this,
night,
Ernie.
15 out of 29.
Come on, man.
44-11 is how this game ended.
You know, Ernie, I take my job very serious, and I don't like to get on TV and say people choked. But that was a damn choke job.
Oh, what you're going to say?
I'm going to say it now. I'm very selective when I said it. I don't understand.
What makes you choke and what makes you lose the game?
Okay, so they had a 20-point lead.
22.
22, okay. And they just stopped. They just started going, milking the clock, like, you know, like a prevent offense.
Not only that, Chuck, I don't think the coaches from Cavaliers had great use of timeouts, because, you know, me and Chuck was in this.
Scream timeout, yes.
Call timeout, so, you know, they allowed.
He let the league go from 20 to like 6, and never called the timeout. But my problem was, if you go back and look, when you showed those highlights in the beginning, the ball was moving, everybody was getting wide open shot. You go back and look at the first 6 or 8 minutes of that fourth quarter, they were just going one-on-one. The shot clock was on their back every single time, and Kenny should have called timeout sooner.
Not this one.
Not Kenny. No. But that listen, like I say,
we knew you didn't mean him.
I give Brunson a lot of credit. He was fantastic, and the other guys chipped in. But that was a damn gag job right there.
Let's hear from the Cavs head coach, Kenny Atkinson.
I thought they hit some really tough shots in that fourth quarter. You know, those 2 threes, prayer threes, end of shot clock. I think we got a little unlucky, quite honestly. You know, Brunson obviously took over at the end, and you know, we started double teaming them and try to do some different things. But listen, I'm super proud of the way our group played. We played great basketball tonight for, you know, 3 quarters. You know, unfortunately.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, when you're in the Western Conference Finals, I wouldn't say it takes more out of you, but you realize
when you're
that,
up 22 in their gym.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I can only talk from experience, and the experience, actually, the guy sitting next to me, we had 2 games where we were up 20 and they beat us both times. The first 2 games of a series, we came back and actually won the series, but the difference. When you say takes it out of you, it only takes it out of you if you don't feel you got up the correct way. We felt we had played the correct way, and we just couldn't sustain it. We just had to figure out a way to sustain it. But I look at Cleveland, and Charles talked about the ball pinging, but the offense didn't initiate with Donovan Mitchell in the last 8 minutes of the game. It initiated with James Harden and or Merrill and or anyone else. And so now you don't have to double team off the start of the play. So that's why the ball didn't move. So when he was initiating the play, they were double teaming him off the pick and rolls, which makes the ball move.
Yeah. To answer your question, Ernie, when you're a good team and you start off on the road, the goal is to get one on the road. Okay, you're up 22. We know how we got up 22. We lost the game. Can't have your heads down. You have to come back and play well the next game. You see coaches and, the players talking about how they miss shots. So they're upset that they, lost the game, but, they're focusing on shots. They really didn't shoot the ball well in the second half, but you don't really get down on yourself when you're a good team. You're up 22. Fans went crazy in New York. We let one get away, but the goal is to at least get one on the road so they still have another chance to do that in game 2.
And I disagree with both of them.
In what way?
This was a bad loss. Because now the Knicks feel like they stole one.
At home.
At home. They like, wait a minute, guys. They should have won that game. We got away with one, and now they're going to come out. Like, they hadn't played basketball in all those days. They're going to come out. That's all Coach Brown going to talk about the next 48 hours.
No, you're saying from a Knicks perspective, but if you were Cleveland,
Cleveland's down. I'm
feel deflated?
Cleveland's got to be deflated. Okay. They can say anything they want to. They're going to put on the smooth front. And let me tell you, that next game is huge.
After one game?
No. But I'm saying all losses are not created the same. That was a bad loss. You're up 20, and that team hadn't played in a minute, and you blow it like that. And now they still got to stay in New York and listen to the Knicks. This going to energize the Knicks, in my opinion. Because they be like, man, we can't come out like that again. We hadn't played, and they're going to be ready in game 2. So yeah. I think that was a really bad loss.
Here's a nugget for you before we go to break. Last 30 postseasons, teams that led by 22 or more in the fourth quarter were 594-1. We already told you about that one in 2012, the Clippers over Memphis. And tonight, the Knicks come back from 22 down in the fourth and take. Brunson's going to get the headlines because he did have the huge fourth quarter, but I'm telling you, Mikal Bridges with big threes. There were a lot of guys, Shaq, who chipped in to make this happen.
Once Brunson started going and the crowd started getting into the game, the others stepped up and played. They just played well. Credit to Mike Brown, he's a great coach. I've always said if the coach doesn't panic, the players don't panic, and I was, watching him the whole time. Never had really a look of worry in his face. And again, Brunson just stepped up and took over. The others played well. Everybody was into the game. So Marbury, Larry Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Al Palagonia, the Knicks, Madison Square Garden was on fire tonight.
But Ernie said something earlier. It was dead in there.
It was dead.
It was 100% dead. And then Brunson once he let Brunson score like 12 points, then those other guys just had to make a couple shots, and it was over.
So what do you do? Okay, so what do you do if you're the Cavs? Because obviously Brunson was targeting James Harden. So what do you do if you're the Cavs, Coach Kenny?
Well, I think that as much as he was targeting him, those were very difficult shots. Like, regardless if he was targeting, those difficult shots. But I also thought that if I'm looking at Strus and Merrill, and Strus, Merrill, along with Donovan, I would have to tell them, I'm like, you cannot let Mikal Bridges and Shamet win that battle. And that's what happened. As much as they made shots, they defended at such a high level. Shamet did a great job of keeping Donovan away from the ball in the last 8 minutes. And Mikal Bridges just shut down the wings. Yeah. So we can't have that happen. If we're going to be a championship team, two guys one that comes off the bench cannot shut us down in our offensively, and that would be my talk.
And
win the battle.
While Bridges and Shamet are hitting timely shots, then you look on the other side as I'm taking notes during the fourth quarter, and this lead is slipping away, and there's a Harden air ball. There's Jared Allen missing 2 free throws. There's Sam Merrill called for a foul after a missed shot. Yeah, and then they come back and hit a 3.
Everybody's going to complain about different things, but they lost, in my opinion, they lost this game offensively. They were so stagnant. They were out there with that prevent offense. They had no. I'm pretty sure they had no assists the last 5 or 6 minutes. They were playing well. It's like when you're watching a football game when they be like, we're just gonna milk the clock. Every possession started with 5 seconds to go, and then you don't even have to play defense then because the shot clock is you're really a defender. But this game, man, that's a hard loss right there.
Meantime, the news out of Dallas: Jason Kidd out as the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, and this is not long after he signed a contract extension. But Masai Ujiri, now the man in charge there, and says it's time to go in a new direction. How surprised are you, Chuck?
I'm kind of surprised, but I see $40 million. I want to go that direction. Jason is a heck of a coach. I think Masai, you know how much respect we have for him, Ernie. I think he's just amazing. But I think he probably got somebody in mind. If you don't fire Jason Kidd unless you have somebody you want in mind. And I have great respect for Jason and Masai. But you know what? When you get a new job, you get to hire the people you want to hire. But Jason, I don't think there's any jobs open. So he's probably out until next year. He did a heck of a job down in Dallas. But I understand Masai. He wants to get his own people around him. And good luck to them because they got that young boy Flag who's the real deal. Kyrie comes back next year. And that's a good job.
Yeah, I was going to say, whoever they pick, hopefully the new coach could take them to that next level. Like Jason Kidd had a hell of a run in Dallas, but Messiah's in charge now, so like Chuck said, he's probably going to bring in his own people. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jason Kidd for that Orlando job.
I mean, that would be a good position. I think we talk about Dallas. Jason Kidd, he created an element of culture of winning, an expectation of winning. So he did his job, but obviously when they fired Nico Harrison, and then all of a sudden now you bring in Masai, this is the last leg of that era. When that era of this is the new Mavs coming in now, and Jason Kidd doesn't have to worry about it. One, he has $40 million left, and 2, he can get a job. So I guess they said, okay, we're going to just usher out all of that era. And now we're going to start again.
Chuck, I agree with you. Orlando hasn't hired a coach yet, have they?
No. But Jamal Mosley got hired by New Orleans.
By New Orleans. Well,
there you go.
Not sure about that one.
Well, it's
fast.
Stay tuned.
That's fast.
I mean, welcome to the Titanic.
Let's move on.
You should be sinking.
Let's take a short break here and then come back and do some fishing.
Spike!
Oh, it's good.
Come on, Spike.
All right,
Tim Ziegler always texts us, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
man, Spike going to be unbearable.
He got some orange and blacks on tonight. Orange and blacks. Are those customs?
The shattered backboards, is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shattered backboards. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Ernie. Okay, Ernie. Is that why you ran to the board?
No, I just knew you were ripe for the picking right there, kid. Teams send fishing.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, we sending fish.
Do you have a preferred spot when you are in in Minneapolis?
Well,
Minneapolis
said they call it the Great Lakes, don't they?
No, Lake.
You don't even know any.
No, I'm talking about.
There's a lot of lakes in Minnesota. That's why they call it the Great Lakes.
I can't think. It's where Prince sent me.
The land of lakes.
The land of lakes.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, they do.
Wait, where are the Great Lakes at?
Isn't that outside of
Michigan? Great Lakes of Michigan, dummy.
But the land of lakes isn't
the land of lakes.
Minnesota. The land of lakes. Yeah.
Minnesota.
Okay.
And also a pretty good butter.
Well, I had to go fishing. It was the late great Prince. Made it.
Wally Zerbiak.
Wally Zerbiak, my guy.
We did a hologram.
Wait, is that Bob Dylan?
It is.
Yes, it is Bob
And
Dylan.
a great Prince.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way to go, Alex. Way to find a
I'm trying to
black
think of the
celebrity.
name of the town that Bob Dylan
Wow,
is
I'm
from.
trying to think of it.
Hibbing, Minnesota, same as Kevin McHale.
Prince, the
Wait,
Prince
is that what that?
Lake Minnetonka.
Is that
Lake
what that
Minnetonka.
movie Three Ebbings from?
No. Three
Way to go, Eric.
3 billboards? No, that is not.
That was from Minnesota, right?
You are so confused. No, Fargo was up that way.
Oh, there it is.
No,
Lake
Fargo
Minnetonka.
was-
It's on the boat.
Forget it. Let's move on.
Always surprise me.
Jeez, Louise, is this
Oh,
confusing?
come on, man. That ain't funny. That ain't funny, Alex.
He wasn't by himself.
Come on.
He wasn't.
No.
I mean, come on, man. Tobias Harris played great.
Yeah, up until Game 7.
Yeah, Tobias Harris played great. Jalen Duren gonna work on his offense.
Jalen
this
Duren had
summer.
his moments.
Yeah, LeVert played well. Paul Reed played well.
Yeah.
Come on, stop it, y'all.
That was Eric, arts and craft manager.
Alex Hooverus lives on the edge. That's all we can say.
That's an understatement.
That's an understatement.
Thanks,
He
Eric.
lived on the
President of
edge.
Arts and crafts.
Hey, on the edge is an understatement.
Thanks, Eric, CEO of Arts and
This
Crafts.
again.
Come on, Alex. Come on, man.
That's a wrap for Inside the NBA.
Thanks, Eric.
See y'all
Kenny and
Thursday.
Charles and
Dinosaur, Arts
Shaq,
and
Ernie
Crafts.
Johnson, Sports Center.
Sports Center's